pencil. So we're continuing with lesson 35. We're going on to the homework pages, and that starts on page 179. So make sure you're on page 179. And I'm going to share my screen so you can see. Alrighty, can everyone see my screen? Oh wait, I need to. Okay, what about now? Now can everyone see my screen? You see me moving it around? Alrighty. So we're still working on 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication using our area model, and then we write it vertically with our partial products. All right, so Jack, do you want to help me get started on labeling my rectangle? Alrighty, go ahead.
Put the 30 on the side.
On which side?
On the left side.
On the left side. 30. And what goes on the top, Jack?
Put a 10 with the bigger part of like the top, and then put a 7 on the smaller side.
Right. So I have 30 as my width, and then 10 and 7 as my lengths of my two rectangles. All right, Elijah, do you want to help me figure out the area of my rectangles?
Yeah, so first you do 30 times 10 in the bigger rectangle.
Right, I'm just gonna kind of draw them as different colors. So you're right, in my black rectangle, I would do 30 times 10. And what does that equal, Elijah?
300.
Right, because I can cross off my zeros, add them into my answer, and then we're left with 3 times 1 is 3. All right, what about my red rectangle, Elijah?
You do 30 times 7.
3 times 7. And then what is 30 times 7, Elijah?
210.
Right, so I can cross off my 0. So I have my basic fact of 3 times 7. And 3 times 7 is 21. So I have 210 as my area in my red rectangle and 300 as my area in my black rectangle. All right, so Ilea, what do I need to do to find my final answer of my two partial products?
You need to add 300 plus 210.
Right, I'm gonna write 210 over here in my vertical expression, and then 300. And Ilea says we need to add. So Ilea, when I add, what do I get?
510.
Right, I get 510. Reese, do you have a question?
Yeah. Would it matter if we did 300 plus 210? Like, does it have to be 210 then 300, or could either way work? Like adding.
I mean, when you add, remember with the commutative property, you can add in any order. But if as we when we get a little bit further in our multiplication, we're going to want to do our smaller numbers first.
I'm going to show you guys another method after Miss Gabine does the next one, Reese, that'll kind of answer that question, okay? It's really just getting into a habit of doing it the same way so you don't miss any of the numbers as opposed to being right or wrong in the positions.
Thanks, Mrs. Chev. All right, any other questions on number 1? No? All right, we'll work on number 2. So next we're working on 40 times 58. So Nolan, help me label the sides of my rectangle.
The 40 goes on the left side.
Mhm.
The 50 and the 58 goes on the left, the top left side.
Yeah, so 50 on this side, and what's going to go on the smaller rectangle?
8.
8. Thank you, Nolan. All right, I'm going to make my first rectangle red. I want to find the area of my red rectangle. So Chase, how am I going to find the area of my red rectangle?
Do 40 times 8.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then what is 40 times 8, Chase?
320.
Right, because I can cross off 0 and add it to my answer. And then 4 times 8 is 32. All right, and then now I need to find the area of my black rectangle, Chase.
40 times 50.
And then what's 40 times 50?
2000.
Right, I can cross off my 2 zeros, add them to my answer, and then 4 times 5 is 20. So that's 2,000. All right, so Zoe, what do I need to do with my 2 partial products to find my final answer?
You need to write in the other problem beneath the multiplication.
All right, I'm gonna write my 2 partial products. So I have 320 and 2,000.
And then you add those up.
Right, so when I add them up, what do I get, Zoe?
You get 2,320.
2,320. Nice work. Does anyone have any questions on number 2?
Is it okay for me to jump in here, Miss Gabine?
Yeah. All right. Do you want me to, are you going to share your screen?
Yep.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna show you what I have here on my document camera. So we're still dealing with the same question that you just did, which is, there we go. 58 times 40. All right, there we go. Out of the way. Okay, so you solved this problem using the area model, and then you went and put your values right here. I'm going to show you how you can solve this without having to use the area model. So over here, you should have some room. I want you to write 58 times 40 and draw your work bar.
$58.
Can you see my screen? Can you guys see this okay? Shake
I
your
can
head.
see it, Mrs.
Yes.
It's a little bit cut off for me.
It looks good for me.
Okay, I'll move it. I gotta move your faces.
It looks good for me too.
Now, can you see it, Chase?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I really like this method, and it only is effective for 2-digit by 2-digit. Okay, whoever's singing, mute yourself. 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication. So I want you to watch what I do with my red pen. I'm going to draw an arrow from the 0 to the 8. What is 0 times 8, Nolan?
0.
So I'm not going to write that down. Then here I have 0 times not 5, but this is in the tens place. So this is 0 times 50 is what, Nolan?
0.
Okay, so I don't have to write that down. Who remembers? Give me a wave if you remember back when I used to tell you guys I would give you the scenario about wrestling, and I told you one of my favorite games is multiplication wrestling. And we talked about how 50 and 8 are a team and 40 and 0 are a team. This is when I'm going to introduce that game. So the 0 wrestled the 8 and the 0 wrestled the 50. Now the 0 is going to tag its partner. Chase, who is the 0's partner?
40.
Now, Chase, where's my arrow going? From the 40 to the what?
To the 8.
So I am going to write that down because I know that doesn't, when I multiply by a 0, I get 0. This is not by a 0, so I'm going to get an answer. Now over here, I'm going to take off my 0, put it in my answer. What's 4 times 8, Chase?
32.
Now I'm going to put this in the appropriate column, spacing out my place value, 320. Now, Chase, my 40 wrestles who?
The 50.
I take off my 2 zeros, and I'm left with 4 times 5 equals what, Chase?
20.
So now I have to put 2,000. You should see that once you've done all of your wrestling or multiplying, you should have a bow tie here. Do you guys see the bow tie I made? Just by making sure the 0 wrestled both opponents and the 40 wrestled both opponents. Now I add. I know 0 plus 0 equals 0. 2 plus 0 equals 2. 3 plus nothing equals 3. 2 plus nothing equals 2. Nolan, does this match what you have for both of these?
Yes.
Okay, so Miss Gabine, this time you can go ahead and do the area model, and then we're gonna use this to do the bow tie method. And if you want to, I'll hop back and do the bow tie method. So if you want to try the area model here, and then we're gonna skip this typical one that we were doing, and we're gonna try the bow tie method.
Alrighty. All right, can everyone see my screen again and see my number 3?
Sunny, do you have a question?
Yeah. What would you do, like, if it, instead of 40, it would be like 41?
So then instead of doing 0 times 8 and 0 times 50, you would do 1 times 8 and 1 times 50. And you would actually put those down because they're not going to equal 0.
Okay.
We could try one of those. Miss Gabine, why don't you, we could be a little daring here and change it to 51 times 38. You just have to draw another line in the box.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll try that. Change this one, guys, and we'll switch it up. Let's do 51 minus 38, or minus times. Then we'll see a different, this is a little bit tougher, but that's okay.
All right, so we're gonna try 51 times 38. So our first number in our problem is going to be the left side of our rectangle. So now that we have 51, we need to split it up into 2 parts. So Reese, how can I split up 51 into 2 parts to label the left side of my rectangle?
You can do the 50 in the one box and the 1 in the other.
Right, I can do 50 and 1. And then Reese, what am I going to put on the top of my rectangle?
30 and 8.
Right, I'm going to do 30 and 8. All right, so now I have 4 boxes that I need to find the area for instead of just 2 like before. So first we'll do this box up here. So Peyton, if I'm trying to find the area of my yellow box here, what do I need to do?
Multiply 8 times 50.
Right, I'm gonna do 50 times 8. And what is 50 times 8, Peyton?
400.
Right, it's going to be 400 because I can cross off 0, and 5 times 8 is 40. All right, now Peyton, I need to find the area of my red rectangle. So what am I going to do to find the area of the red rectangle, Peyton?
Multiply 50 times 30.
All right, I'm going to do 50 times 30. And what does that equal?
1,500.
Because I can cross off my 2 zeros. And then 5 times 3 is 15, comma. You get a new color. All right, Ilea. Now I need to find the area of this green rectangle that I just drew on.
You can do 30 times 1.
The green one, the smaller one, the one that's right here.
Um,
So for finding the area, we need to do the length. So the length by the width. Oops. So what's the length of my this green rectangle, Ilea?
8 times 1.
Right, we can do 8 times 1 or 1 times 8. And what's 1 times 8, Ilea?
8.
8. This one is 8. So now, Ilea, I'm going to make this one purple. Now I'm going to find the purple rectangle.
30 times 1.
Right, we can do 30 times 1 or 1 times 30. And what does that equal?
30.
30. All right, so Bella, I have the area of each of these 4 rectangles. How would I find the area of the entire rectangle all together?
Add all the answers together.
Right, you'd have to add all the areas up together. So I'll write them down over here. So we have, oops. We have 8, I have 30, I have 400, and I have 1,500. All right, so Bella, when I add these up, I'm going to do 8 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 is
8.
8. And then 3 plus 0 plus 0 is
3.
and then 4 plus 5.
9.
Then I can just bring down my 1. So our final answer is, Bella?
1,938.
Right, 1,938. All right, now Mrs. Chev is going to share her screen and show how we can use the bow tie method.
All right. Now, even in school today, we didn't try this without a multiple of 10. So let's see. You guys are going to be a little bit more advanced, but I think you can handle it. What do you think? You guys think you'll be good? Hi, Leah. Come on. Shake your head the other way. Yeah, okay. You're going to help me. Unmute yourself. I'll help you, but you're going to help me. Can you see my paper okay?
Yes.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is draw my work bar. Now, remember, this is a 1 now. Okay, I'm going to switch colors. So my team is 30 and 8 and 50 and 1. Okay, they're a team. So who wrestles first? Watch
1
my
and
arrows
8.
that I'm drawing.
1 and 8.
So what am I writing to the side?
8.
Well, start at the bottom of the arrow.
1.
What am I doing with 1 and 8?
Multiplying.
So we do 1 times 8 equals what?
8.
Okay, now my 1 wrestles this 3. So it's my second equation.
1 times 3.
No. What's the value of this 3? What place is it in?
1 times 30.
The 3 is in the tens place, so it's 1 times 30 equals what?
30.
Okay, call on a friend to pick up where you left off.
Sarah.
Okay, Sarah. Now my 1, just like Leah just tagged you, my 1's going to tag to my partner. So what is this? I know it looks like a 5, but what's the value of this 5?
50.
So Sarah, here's my first equation. Look at the arrow. This is actually not it's called a array, R-A-Y in geometry. So we have one endpoint, one side that goes on forever. So if I go from the 5 to the 8, what's my equation?
50 times 8.
Can you solve that, please?
So you cross out the 0, put it in your answer, and then 5 times 8 equals 40, so your answer is 400.
Now, Sarah, I'm going to go from the 5 to the 3. What equation does that represent?
That is 50 times 30.
Okay, go ahead and solve.
So you take off your zeros, put them in your answer, and then 5 times 3 equals 15. So your answer is 1,500.
Very good. So now look up here, and I know I used 2 different colors, but you should see the bow tie. So that means everyone has done its job. We've done all of our wrestling. Sarah, pick a friend to help me.
Chase.
What goes on this line?
Eight.
So I'm going to take my products and move them over. What goes on this line?
30.
And make sure I line up my 10s and my 1s. What goes on underneath the 30? I don't have a line there, but that's okay.
400.
Since we made up our own. And what goes on the next?
1,500.
Elijah, what do I do next?
You add up all of your answers.
Add up my ones,
8,
tens,
3,
hundreds,
9,
thousands.
1.
Final answer?
1,938.
Elijah, what was your final answer using the area model?
1,938.
See, Leah, told you guys could do it. Good job. Very good. And that one is way more advanced than any other questions. You did a great job.
I kind of like that way.
You like that? Good.
Yeah.
All right, Mrs. Chev, what do you think we should do next? Should we do more of the bow tie or?
Let's do this. Everyone turn to page 180 and look at number 4. Turn to number 4. So I think I've told you guys this before, and I really explained this to the kids in school today. So you guys, Tyler, are you there? Remember, you should only turn your camera off if you're using the restroom or if you have to run somewhere very quickly. So please don't abuse that privilege. Which that really kind of goes into this next statement. What I'm going to say is you guys come to 4th grade as cute little sweet 3rd graders who your 3rd grade teacher probably tells you, we're going to practice this method. You're going to use this method. Well, you guys have reached the point in 4th grade where we give you a little bit of little person responsibility and choice. So now you guys get to choose. You have to think, out of all the methods I've learned, which one do I feel most confident in? Which one do I like the best? So now we're going to let you choose. So for number 4, we have 60 times 19. You can use whatever multiplication method you like the best, except for calculator usage only. You're going to work this one out, and then we're going to see if our answers match. Reese, did you need something?
Are we even allowed to do partial products?
Well, honey, the bow tie method, that is partial products.
Okay.
So sure.
Are we allowed to do the standard form?
The traditional method. Well, we haven't done traditional with 2-digit. So I would say no, because you have to learn that, because there's like a little bit of a special shift that you have to do with 2-digit by 2-digit.
Are we allowed to draw the rectangle in the
Area model? Yep. Okay, let's do this. I want you to, if you're able to slide your camera, slide it off. Just flip it while you're working. And then when you're ready to share, open it up so then I'll know you're ready. And I can't say that we'll be able to wait for everyone, but we'll give you a couple minutes to work, and then we'll come back and go over it. See if we got the right answer before we release you to try the exit ticket.
Shevchik,
Uh-huh.
what question are we doing?
Number 4. Elijah, you have a question?
Should we type the answer in the chat?
You don't have to for this one.
Miss Shevchik,
Yep.
I was in the bathroom and I didn't hear what you said.
You're working on number 4.
Okay.
Jack, what method did you use?
What method is this? Bow tie.
Ilea, what did you use?
Area model.
Trace, what did you use?
Area model.
Peyton?
Bow tie. I used the bow tie method.
Nina? Nina?
Did you say my name?
Mm-hmm.
My answer? What was my answer?
No, the question is, what method did you use?
I'm using area model.
Chase, what did you use?
Area model.
Sophia?
Bow tie method.
Tegan?
Area model.
Okay, Miss Gabine, why don't you check this one using the area model, and then we'll give them one more to try, and we'll do that one with the bow tie.
All right.
Well, they don't have to use the bow tie. We'll just check it with the bow tie. All right, even if you're not finished, go ahead and turn your cameras on, and then work up to the point where you are with us, and then just finish it up with Miss Gabine.
All right, so I'm drawing my rectangle. So let's see. Who haven't I heard from yet today?
Orlando, I haven't heard from him in a while.
Yeah, Orlando. Can you help me label the sides of my rectangle?
Okay.
Okay, so what's going to go on the left side of my rectangle?
60.
60. Mm. And then what's going to go on the top, Orlando?
10 and 9.
10 and 9. Nice job. All right, and then now we need to find the area of our two rectangles. So Orlando, how am I going to find the area of my purple rectangle that I just made?
60 times 9.
Right, we're going to do 60 times 9. And what does that equal, Orlando?
540.
Right, because I can cross off the 0, add it to my answer, and do 6 times 9, which is 54. All right, Isla, now we need to find the area of our green rectangle.
10 times 60.
Yeah, we're going to do 10 times 60 or 60 times 10. I need you to solve 60 times 10, Isla.
Cross out both of the zeros and you have 1 times 6, and that is 6, and then you have 600.
Right, 600. So then Isla, what do I need to do to find my final answer, the total area of my rectangle?
Add them together.
Right. So I'll write them over here on the side. So when I add the ones, I'm left with
0,
0. And then when I add the tens,
40,
and then when I add the hundreds,
11,
So what's my final answer, Isla?
1,140.
Right, 1,140. All right, give a thumbs up if you got the same answer, if you use the area model or if you use the bow tie. Doesn't matter which way you used, you should have gotten the same answer. Good, I'm seeing lots of thumbs up. That's good. All right, So next, I think Mrs. Chev is saying we're going to try number 5. And then again, you can pick either the area model or the bow tie method. But then when we check this one, Mrs. Chev is going to use the bow tie method to check to see if we got the right answer.
Okay, this is going to be our last practice problem for the day. So 20 times 44. Choose the method that you like, and then we'll check this one together.
Can I use the partial products method?
Yep, it's the same thing as the bow tie.
Miss Shevchik,
Uh-huh.
I was in the bathroom. Are we solving number 5?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Excuse me, Miss Shevchik.
Oh, honey,
Do we have to type our answer in the chat or no?
we're going to check it together, so no, you don't have to. When you're ready to check, turn your cameras on. Once that I see we have a lot of cameras on, we'll go ahead and check. I see a lot already. Chase, is your hand up or are you just stretching?
I'm stretching.
Oh. All right, Zoe Hensley, are you ready to help me?
Yeah.
Okay, girl. So my first, I'm going from the 4 to the 0. So what's my first multiplication equation?
You do 4 times 0.
And what does that equal?
That equals 4. Or I mean 0.
Right, so we don't need to write that one down. Now where do I go? What's my next equation?
You do 40 times 2.
Well, hold on. This is in the ones
4
place.
times 2.
Hold on, slow down. 4. Now remember, these are the values. So this is in the ones place. So it's 4 times the value of the 2. What's the value of that 2?
20.
Because it's in the tens place. So this 4 has done all of its work. It wrestled both of its opponents. So now, Zoe, whose turn is it to wrestle?
The 40s.
Very good. So now I'm going to go from the 4 to the 0. So what equation is that?
40 times 0.
Equals?
0.
So I don't need to record that one. Now I'm going to go up.
And then 40 times 20, you cross out both the zeros. You put both of them in your answer, and then you just do 4 times 2, which I know that equals 8.
Okay.
So your answer is 800, and then
we didn't solve this one. Can you solve 4 times 20 for me, please?
so you cross out the 0 in the 20, and then you're left with 4 times 2. That equals 800.
Oh, hold on.
I mean 80. And then your answer is you add those up, and your answer is 880.
Very good. All right, how do we feel about that? Good. Okay, or wah, wah, wah. That's a nice area method, Reese. Nice and neat. Let me make my screen so I can see everyone. All right, Tegan, what's your question? What are you confused about?
I'm just not sure about the method of that. I just don't get how you do it.
Okay, I need a little bit more. I'm going to stop recording for the questions just so it doesn't